Good day, students. My name is Mr. Ebenezer Kalola, and I'm your marker tutor for English Module 5. So on the screen there, you guys can see my contact details, my full name, my cell phone number, my email address, and the contact hours. So you guys can contact me from 8 until 5 if you have any queries when it comes to this module. So welcome to the study of major school subject English for the third year. The main focus of this PowerPoint presentation is to guide you on how to answer the assignment and first prepare you for the examination. So the assignment is essential in preparation for the examination, and the format of the examination will follow that of the assignment very closely. No, this doesn't mean that, however, that the question will be the same, but then it will be arranged in the same manner. So please pay special attention to the verb used in the assignments and again in the examination. So when it comes to assessment, one assignment is going to cost 150 marks, and a pass mark of 50% is required in this assignment to grant you permission to the examination. So we have 4 units that are going to be covered in this PowerPoint presentation. We have Unit 1. We discuss the foundation issues about grammar and its teaching. We have Unit 2, which explain the part of speech and upper primary teaching activity for it, specifically the nouns. We have Unit 4, which analyze adverbs and upper primary teaching activities for it. And then we have Unit 6, we discuss grammar assessment issues. So before we start our PowerPoint presentation, I just want to highlight one thing. I'm not going to go into details, but I just want to highlight one thing, guys. You must be able to differentiate the different keywords that are used in questions, guys. So before you answer a question in an assignment or in the examination, you must identify what keyword is used in the in that question sentence, because these keywords, they will guide you on how to answer a question. So we have keywords such as contrast, define, describe, discuss, distinguish, explain, list, and outline. It is very important that you understand what each of these keywords entails, guys. These keywords, because I'm not going to go into details, but then they are found at the beginning of your study guide. When you open your study guide, there's a section which give the definition of these keywords. Okay. So grammar is the study of how words and their component parts combine to form sentences. The study of structural relationship in language or languages, sometimes including pronunciation, meaning, and linguistic history. This is what you call grammar. So we have reasons why one should teach grammar using games. Grammar games help children not only gain knowledge, but be able to apply and use that learning. Games have the advantage of allowing students to practice and internalize vocabulary, grammar, and structure extensively. One can use games to add excitement through competition or games which create bonding among students and teacher. Games that are amusing and challenging. They are highly motivating for students. Games allow meaningful use of the language in context when you use them to teach grammar. So we're also using games and problem-solving activities to teach grammar. Games and problem-solving activities which are task-based and have a purpose beyond the production of correct speech are the examples of the most preferable communicative activities. Such activities highlight not only the competence, but also the performance of the learner. Both games and problem-solving activities have a goal. Games are organized according to rules and they're enjoyable. Most games require choral responses or group works, whereas problem-solving activities require individual responses and creative solutions. Through well-planned games, learners can practice and internalize vocabulary, grammar, and structures extensively. Play and competition that are provided by games enhance the motivation of the students. They also reduce the stress in the classroom. In summary, games and problem-solving activities provide favorable usage of extended communicative practice for grammar. They are both motivating and challenging for students. So what is the role of grammar in the post-communicative language teaching? This is very important, guys. So when you come to these guys, you must be able to identify the shallow end version and also the strong version. The shallow end version support grammar teaching from the perspective of teachers according to the needs of learners. Grammar learning is considered in terms of performance within a skill-based approach. Grammar might be required by an inductive or deductive route. The strong version believe that tasks should be fulfilled with any linguistic means that are already available for the learners. It attempts to deal with grammar teaching in a way in which the learners' communicative skills are not harmed but improved. Fast grammar is considered as a mean towards communication and not as the end itself. Moving on, we have a different part of speech. We have the nouns, the pronouns, the articles, the verbs, the adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, and conjunctions. So, what is the function of a noun? So we said the function of a noun is to name a person, a place, an object, or a feeling. And then the function of a pronoun is to replace a noun in a sentence to avoid tautology. Then the function of an article in a sentence is to signal that a noun will follow. We have three articles in the English language. We have the, a, and an. And then we have verbs. And we said the function of a verb is to express or show an action or the state of being. When we're talking about the state of being, we're talking about of verbs to be such as is, am, or are. And then we have adjectives. When it comes to adjectives, we say the function of an adjective is to describe or modify a noun or a pronoun. And then we have adverbs which modify or describe a verb. And then we have prepositions which shows the relationship between a noun and other words in a sentence. And then we have conjunctions which join words in a sentence. So I have already highlighted the function of a noun, so I'm going to skip this slide. And then we come to the category of nouns. We have different types of nouns. We have common nouns, which do not name a specific person or place, such as a cake or a birthday. And then we have proper nouns that names a specific person, place, or thing. Now when it comes to a proper noun, guys, a proper noun always starts with a capital letter. It does not matter where it is found in a sentence. They always start with a capital letter, such as Groove Mall, or Eben, or John. And then we also have abstract nouns that refer to ideas, concepts, or emotions. So abstract nouns you cannot see, taste, touch, or smell, or hear them. So these are words such as safety, love, happiness, and so on. And then we have collective nouns. Now, when you're talking about collective nouns, these are nouns that refer to a group. It can either be a singular or plural, but usually used in the singular. For example, a herd or a pack of dogs. So we have a flock of birds, a swarm of insects, a shoal of fish, a group of animals, a crowd of people. Some collective nouns examples are given in the following sentence, such as our nation is great, the Indian Army is famous for bravery, our cricket team consists of famous players. And then we also have singular and plural nouns. Singular nouns refer to one thing, example, a baby, a puppy, or flower, while plural nouns refer to one or more things such as babes, puppies, flowers, cars, and so on. So how do we change singular nouns to plural nouns? You add s to the singular nouns such as job become jobs, boy become boys. When the singular nouns end with a letter S, the SH sound, the G sound, the X sound, the Z sound, you add an ES sound to that word, such as church become church, wish become wishes, box become boxes. And when the singular noun ends with a letter O, you add a letter S at the end, such as piano become pianos, zoo become zoos. And for some singular nouns ending with O, you add ES, such as a cargo become cargos, echo become echoes. If it ends with a Y, you change it to IES, such as berry become berries, baby become babies. The F, you change it to VS, such as wife become wives, knife become knives. Some nouns are the same for both singular and plural, such as a troop, sheep, water, milk, and data. While some nouns change their their orthography, such as woman become women, tooth become teeth, foot become feet. And then we also have countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns are nouns that you can count, such as a car, books, and so on. While uncountable nouns are nouns that you cannot count, such as water, milk, and so on. And then we have compound nouns. We say compound nouns are nouns that are made up with nouns that have been modified by adjectives or other nouns. For instance, swimming pool, basketball, haircut, software, checkpoint, saucepan, box set, and coffee table. These compound nouns, they contain two words. One is an adjective and the other one is a noun. So they become one, and then we call them compound nouns. And then we have gerund nouns or phrases. Gerund nouns are words that are formed with verbs but act as nouns. They are nouns formed with a verb and with an ing. They are very easy to detect since every gerund in a verb and with an ing. Example: walking, jogging, running, swimming, playing, singing, dancing, and so on. And then we have concrete nouns. These are nouns that you can touch, see, taste, feel, or hear. This can be a table, a chair, a car, a pen, or your cell phone. These are concrete nouns. We also have money, sugar, water, an apple, and so on. And then we have pronouns. Pronouns are words used in the place of one or more nouns. We have personal pronouns such as he, they, it, me, or her. We have possessive pronouns. We have demonstrative pronouns. We also have relative pronouns, reflexive pronouns, and interrogative pronouns. It is very important that you guys understand and know all these different types of pronouns. They are all highlighted in your study guide. So guys, take the time, go in your study guide, and read about these different types of pronouns. Then we have adjectives. I already gave you the function of adjective. So we have different types of adjectives such as interrogative adjectives, descriptive adjectives, and compound adjectives. So moving on, we have active and passive voice. It is very important that you understand what is an active voice and what is a passive voice. So active voice means that the sentence has a subject that acts upon its verb. When the subject of a sentence performs the verb's action, we say that the sentence is in the active voice. Sentences in the active voice have a strong, direct, and clear tone. Example of active voice are: monkeys adore bananas. The cashier counted the money. The dog chased the squirrel. Here the subject acts upon its verb. Then you have the passive voice, which means in the sentence, the subject is a recipient of the verb's action. For instance, a sentence in the passive voice, on the other hand, when the subject is acted upon it by the verb, it becomes a passive voice. The passive voice is always constructed with a conjunctive form of the verb to be, plus the verb past participle. So, for instance, we have the sentence that says, bananas are adored by monkeys. The money was counted by the cashier. The squirrel was chased by the dog. So how do we use novels to teach adverbs in the classroom? You must choose the sentences from the story or make up your own sentences about the story. In these sentences, you must use verbs such as walk, run, cried, sing, and so on. You must not add any adverb in those sentences. Now write those sentences on sentence strips. You can have a piece of paper and then you cut out strips, and then on each of those strips you write down sentences. Now divide the class into 10 groups, and each group receive one sentence strip. Now each group has to write down 10 words to describe the verb that was used in that sentence on on the sentence that was given to them. Each member of the group gets the opportunity to read out their sentence with one of their adverbs included. You can do this as a class competition where each learner who gives a correct sentence receives a point for the team, and each learner who uses two adverbs in the sentences receives 2 points. Another thing that you need to know is summarizing. So when you summarize, you don't write everything down, but you only highlight the key points. There are two types of summarizing: the bullet point summarizing and a paragraph summarizing. It is important that you must read the instruction carefully and see which type of summarizing you are tasked to do. And with that, guys, we have come to the end of our presentation. Have a lovely day, guys. Feel free to contact me anytime you have a question. My contact details are there on the screen. And good luck with your examination and also with your assignment. Bye-bye.